In the journey of life and success, there's a crucial truth that separates the achievers from the dreamers. Your feelings don't dictate your actions. Today, we're diving deep into what it means to push forward, to take action, to forge ahead even when, especially when you don't feel like it.
The myth of constant motivation.
Let's start by dispelling a common myth. Motivation is not a permanent fix. It's not a constant state of being. Many people get this wrong about motivation. They think it's something you get and hold on to forever. But nothing is permanent, least of all motivation. Motivation is like a spark. It can ignite a forest fire of action, but it's not the fire itself. The fire, the real driving force behind success, is discipline. Beyond motivation, the power of discipline. I was a 4-time kickboxing world champion. For 12 years, I trained 5 hours a day, 6 days a week. You know how often I felt motivated to train? About 25% of the time. The rest of the time, I went because I am disciplined. You don't feel like going through that grueling training on a Wednesday morning when you wake up. But you have to do it because you're disciplined. You're either a disciplined individual or you're not. There's no middle ground. The reality of success. Here's a truth that might surprise you. All the people who are building multi-million-dollar careers and lives in businesses, they've all figured out one thing. They know how to get themselves up and moving when they don't feel like it. The question isn't how do I stay motivated? Because no one stays motivated all the time. The real question is, how do I develop the discipline to do the things I know I need to do when I don't feel like doing them? That is the question that will change your life. The defining moments. It's easy for anybody to come to work on the days they feel like killing it. But what happens on the days you don't feel like killing it? What happens on the days you don't feel like going to the gym? What happens on the days you don't feel like getting out of bed? Those are the days that are going to define where you end up in your life. Those days, those moments when you're tired, worn out, or just sick of the grind, that's when your actions truly matter. The power of going through the motions. So what do you do on those days when you don't feel like it? You go anyway. You get it done. Even if you're just going through the motions, you go through the motions. Don't really want to work out? Work out anyway. Don't really want to get up and get out of bed? Get up and get out of bed anyway. Don't give in to the immediate gratification that's whispering in your ear.
Shut that down.
Do not listen to that little voice. Instead, go through the motions.
Lift the weights. Sprint the hill.
Work on the project. Get out of bed. By simply going through the motions, you overcome that moment of weakness. You stay on the righteous path, the disciplined path, the war path, which is right where you know you belong.
The formula for success.
I've never met a successful person who didn't have a great amount of self-discipline in their life. Self-discipline, being able to perform, keeping your life on schedule, keeping commitments and promises, meeting deadlines, these are essential to success. If you study people who are at the pinnacle of anything, you'll recognize that to get there, motivation was maybe 1% of the formula. Winners don't need motivation. Winners need discipline. Discipline is about getting it done because it needs to get done, not because you feel like it, not because you're motivated for it. The 90% rule. Sometimes, a big part of success is just not being lazy. It's just doing it. That's like 90% of it, just showing up. Get there and start working. You're not going to feel perfect every day. If I only worked out when I felt good, I'd be out of shape, because there are a lot of days I don't want to do it. It's pretty much the same with everybody that actually gets good at something. There have to be those days you push through, and they're probably going to be more numerous than the days you don't.
The benefit of discipline.
The benefit of discipline in my eyes has always been that through discipline, I get things done. Discipline helps you get things done, and when you get things done, when you actually do things, you have more success.
The call to action.
So, I challenge you today, when you don't feel like it, do it anyway. When motivation fails you, let discipline carry you. When your feelings say stay in bed, let your actions say get up and conquer. Remember, your feelings are temporary, but your goals are permanent. Your feelings fluctuate, but your dreams remain constant. Don't let temporary discomfort rob you of lasting success. Develop the habit of action, regardless of feeling. Make discipline your default mode. Let action be your answer to apathy. When you don't feel like working out, that's precisely when you need to hit the gym hardest. When you don't feel like working on your business, that's when you need to put in extra hours. When you don't feel like studying, that's when you need to hit the books the hardest. Understand that the gap between where you are and where you want to be is bridged by actions taken when you don't feel like it. It's in those moments of I don't want to that champions are made. Your feelings don't determine your actions.
Your discipline does. Your commitment does.
Your goals do. So the next time you don't feel like it, remember this: your feelings are not the boss of you.
Your discipline is. Your dreams are. Your potential is. Don't wait for motivation.
Create momentum through action.
Don't wait to feel like it.
Do it, and the feeling will follow. In the end, it's not about how you feel. It's about what you do. It's not about motivation. It's about dedication. It's not about temporary comfort. It's about lasting success. When you don't feel like it, that's exactly when you need to do it. That's when it counts the most. That's when you separate yourself from the pack. That's when you prove to yourself what you're truly capable of.
So go forth.
Act despite your feelings. Push through the resistance. Forge ahead when everything in you wants to stay still. Because that's where greatness lies. That's where success is born. That's where champions are made. Your feelings don't write your story. Your actions do. Make sure they tell a tale of discipline, perseverance, and ultimate triumph. When you don't feel like it, do it anyway. Your future self will thank you for it.